100,000 people strong today. Metropolitan areas around the capital region include 4 central cities: Albany, Schenectady, Troy, and Saratoga Springs, and are surrounded by dozens of suburban and rural communities. Interestingly, Chester A. Arthur, the 21st President of the United States, is buried in Albany. Up the road from Arthur's grave is the burial site of Erastus Corning, who sat in the Albany mayor's chair for an unprecedented 41 years. William Kennedy, the acclaimed novelist, whose most esteemed books include Ironweed, Billy Phelan's Greatest Game, and Legs. The Albany Trio writes of a fictional Albany, dark and unfashionable during the hard-scrabble Depression-era times of the late 30s, when the city was brimming with thieves, mobsters, union busters, and murderers. In the popular film Ironweed, actor Jack Nicholson plays Francis Phelan, perhaps Kennedy's most famous creation. Phelan is a drunkard, an ex-baseball player turned gravedigger who bounces around Albany with his drinking partner Helen, trying to figure out where he fits into society. Like a majority of its surrounding counties, Albany County has its lion's share of crime to contend with, and has historically been marred by the highest crime rates in the North Country. Between 1996 and 2000, for example, the county reported some 50 murders, which is rather low considering the population boom in the county during that same period. Rape is a crime that is hard to track because the numbers fluctuate so much from year to year. 64 rapes were reported in 1996, while just a year later the numbers doubled. By far, however, the most popular crimes in Albany County have always been burglary, robbery, and aggravated assault. During that same 5-year period, 1996 through 2000, there were nearly 2,500 robberies and 4,000 reports of aggravated assault, staggering numbers by any count. Under New York State Penal Code, robbery is the forcible taking of someone's possessions and/or cash, a convenience store or bank holdup, for instance. Also under the robbery code is taking from a person forcibly, walking up to someone on the street perhaps and demanding their money or possessions. Burglary falls under 3 different degrees. 3rd degree is unlawfully entering a building and committing a crime therein. 2nd degree is entering a dwelling. 1st degree involves breaking and entering someone's residence and forcibly taking a person or thing. This story is about one of the Northeast's most prolific burglars, whom authorities later found was also a serial murderer, and the cop who pursued and befriended him for 13 years. Nothing in this book has been made up. Every bit of dialogue, every circumstance and thought, and every single fact in this book is real. I conducted over 150 hours worth of interviews, studied thousands of pages of public records, and had access to nearly 100 letters written by Gary Charles Evans. That research, plus the scores of other documents, court records, and interviews I used, have convinced me that this true crime story is the most incredible you will likely ever hear. There are events in this book that may be hard to believe, but trust me, everything in this book actually happened. M. William Phelps, March 2005. Part 1. Lady in Red. Chapter 1. What I must do is all that concerns me, not what people think. You will always find those who think they know what is your duty better than you know it. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Self-Reliance, 1841. Friday, October 3, 1997, had been a hectic day for a lady we'll call Carolyn Parker, an unassuming, moderately attractive 37-year-old wife and mother of 3. The following afternoon at 4 o'clock, Carolyn's sister was getting married. In what had been planned as a rather large family event through months of preparation, Carolyn had a list of errands for her husband of almost 4 years, Tim Rysedorph, to run after he got off work.